In this video, we'll go over placing all of the millwork components in a sample project. For the sake of time, we've already loaded in some of the millwork components into this sample file. If you need to load more and you're not using a third-party content navigator, you can simply go to the Insert ribbon and select Load Family. From there, you can go to the different folders and pick any cabinet that you'd like to load. When you select a cabinet and hit Open, you should be presented with a type catalog for most of the cabinets, and the different types all have different sizes and configurations for you to pick from. In this case, we'll just select 2, and we'll load that component in. One thing that you'll notice while that component is loading is there are the actual components themselves, including the words 12-casework-cab, and then there are all the nested objects as well, such as the features and the hardware and the shelf families. As a reminder, these nested families should never be placed manually, as they won't schedule or behave as users would expect, because they are meant to only be used in the family selectors of the actual cabinets themselves. Once you have all the components loaded, you can place them by either using the component button and selecting them from the drop-down menu type selector, or you can just drag them in from the project browser. When you go to place base cabinets, you'll find that the cursor is at the back of the cabinet at the center of each unit, so I'm going to just start placing some along the wall so we can see how they look. You'll notice that some of the shared nested families will look a little disoriented when you're placing the actual components until you click down, but once you click and place an instance of the cabinet, they will rectify themselves and then look correct. One other thing that you'll notice is that as you place components, the base cabinets are going to look like they are in hidden lines. This has to do with the filters that are in the sample file for the view template, and those filters are made to make the base cabinets look as if they are under a countertop, even though there's currently no countertop in the model. That's because all of the Parallax libraries don't have any detail items or symbolic line work or masking regions in them, so to get the hidden line effect that we would like in our floor plans, we have to use filters that run on the 3D geometry itself. In addition, I'm going to just start using the Align tool to put some of the cabinets where we would like to see them. Something else to keep in mind is that because we're using filters to create this look that we would like, you don't need to show these cabinets in all of your overall plans. For instance, in the Parallax template, at 16th inch plans, you don't see any of this line work at all. We let the countertop obscure everything. But the filter that runs on the countertop at the 8th inch plans, as you're going to see here, will basically make the countertop semi-transparent, allowing these dashed lines to show below. To show you this, we'll load the countertop as well. For now, I'll just load the straight countertop, and we'll place one of those. And then we will move it into position. And you'll see that what you get now is a modified line weight on the base cabinets itself, and the countertop looking correct. If we go look in the elevation, this is what we currently have. Now we'll go back to plan and we'll place some upper cabinets as well. When you go to place the upper cabinets, the first thing you may notice is that at the start, it's going to try to place a cabinet on the ground. I'm going to set it along the wall just so that we can see it. This is a side effect of the fact that we have placed the origin at the top of the cabinet. The reason that we have done this is so you can take the cabinet itself and you can say, I would like the top to be at the soffit height of 7'6" or possibly 8 feet. It uses the offset parameter to set that soffit height at 7'6". Because of that, we've included an invisible line in the top of all of the upper cabinets. This allows you to see them in floor plan if you accidentally forget to change the offset before you place the cabinet. Similar to the base cabinets, you'll notice that the upper cabinets have a filter applied to them, so they're showing with an overhead line style that is darker than the cabinets that are below the countertop. So I will bring in some more upper cabinets, and we'll place them at 7'6", like so. We'll align a few of them just to get them where we would like them. and we'll go look in elevation. Obviously the types that we picked are a little bizarre, so we'll move them around just so that they don't look quite so strange. One of the nice things about using all unhosted cabinets for the bases, the uppers, and the full heights is that they will actually work appropriately with model groups, even if you have them not attached to a wall. This is handy if you do work like multifamily or healthcare or hospitality, where you sometimes want to have model groups that get flipped at different angles. That's the basics on placing the different components into the project, and now in a later video we'll take a look at configuring and customizing these components.